Kristen, Christin, no K, no Y, not CHRSTY. That's the Texas Lake Louisville electric line connection at Lake Louisville Lake when they tried to block out the sun 2018, and I called in as Venus on this channel in 2018 for Sarah Damaris to activate, and I called for 1,000 volunteers, just like is said in your scripture and in your lore. But I did it on the ground because we walked every single one of these deity timelines in order to build human timelines for ourselves instead of the cells and mutated cells that were walking around on our energy, just like a prism. There's a electric unit faceplate in the ground, molded into the plastic, as if the utility grid is named Christy. CHRISTY. Not CoServe, Christy. CoServe is sending me a check for $7 or $8 every 3 or 4 months, thinking it's funny. Thinking it's doing its job by paying me and the rest of us to hold your electric lines. Well, let me explain to you how Sweden has been keeping your electricity on and keeping your banking institutions open by burying and murdering and mutating however many children and however many mutated lines they need to put into a gas cylinder, metal cylinder, and bury us alive in plots under Sweden, 4 units and 4 tanks at first, but there's 20 below that. Four seconds that changed this whole story, and I just saw it. Four seconds that the man that they had hired with the good background and with the good corporate, and he had been doing all this excavating, and he was a good yes man, and they made him in charge of burying these metal cylinders, which you'll see. I mean, they're natural. They call them natural gas tanks, but I'm trying to explain to y'all what your natural gas is. It's them cooking you. But I mean, I would know because you have to be liquefied first. That means you've got to go through dairy. That means you've got to deal with the Illuminati. That means you've got to go through Daisy brand liquefaction in order to be a gas stock ticker. You want to know, everybody wants to know their bonds, and you have an entire Anunnaki community and Somalian community. Now, I'm just explaining to these communities how you've completely fucked yourself. While the true ones of us who are Israel, not Israel. Israel, I can explain to you how that happened, because when they excavated these chambers, is when I activated out of a cold stone slumber. Whole world activated from underneath Sweden. So all of you that came into America, stole money, you think you got one over on us. No, what you did was double down on your own gas chamber. All of you that think that you're this and think that you're that on the spiritual community, you have no goddamn idea what the fuck it really is and where it really came from. It didn't come from the sky. You didn't make deities because you's looking up because you's trying to get a god to give you some shit, which is what the hell y'all all turned out to be, and it's disgusting. You want to get on your knees and ask Christ to give you help. You want to fucking praise Venus to give you some shit. You want to ah la 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 so that you can dance around in your white dress and pretend that you're better than everybody else. And what you did was set yourself up because spirit came from inside the ground. And every single one of those stories that everyone praises and does all this crap and worships and puts as a holiday and then changes the whole meaning of it was all praising the beings in the cylinders, holding up your gravity, holding up your banking system, redoing your blood, keeping track of every hack that was ever done in a human body while you were dead. There's your firmament. Now the funny thing about this plot is that when in 4 seconds we changed 4 seconds, that man took a picture. He saw a carbonated odometer that was on one of the cylinders for the first time. Whenever they had him excavate, put the cylinders down in the concrete and seal it up, but it had been turned off. There's 2 of these cylinders over here sitting across from the biggest electric grid that's next to Trump's big bill. Trump's beautiful big bill is turning everyone into a yum factory over here on 380, and Bill is Bill Carr Rico Stadium and Universal Studios and PGA Park that are all connected into the well system down here in Texas that gets all the gas from every single cylinder farm that's buried everywhere, because Sweden is just where you put the major royals that are connected into Mead Lake. Sweden's just where you have to drop them. They get lower and lower and lower, and you're feeding it from Mead Lake and you're feeding it from Sweden. It's making entities. It's making a Leviathan. They made Leviathan. Leviathan is a human-made thing from all of the traditions that everyone keeps doing down here that are linked into this sadistic shit, including St. Patrick's Day, which is St. Patricia's Day, but it's the wrong day. St. Patrick's Day is the day that you clean the rafters. You know what the rafters are? Where the vampires are. So let me from the cylinder thing, let me just really all the feminines are, we're getting blamed for being on drugs. It's your favorite thing to say about us, that we're on drugs. I'm sorry, you're burying us and killing and hunting and breeding us and injecting us and eating us so that you can get the power to the metal to hold a reality. To make drugs, to compound drugs, to calm European, throw me a rope. You don't need a rope if you're not dead. You only need a rope if you're dead. Well, Europe, that is what it is. It's an EU rope. What's EU? Changing you. What's e-commerce? There you go. Everything that was E in 2000, there it is. Elon, clone. A C, loan. Not alone. Not alpha loan. No. Not a loan. Because all this energy was on loan. And it was on loan from something that wasn't even human. And this is the part that, and I'm just going to throw this in here as being the deity that went down and cleared the chambers and connected into Jubilee and undid all the fucking saints with my collective. But whenever you're the one who opened up Persepolis a long time ago, and the Middle East is actually you're the empress of, which I am, then it also leads us to the second story, which is Salamander. Ben Salamander and his daddy, Ben Salman. I'm sorry, you mean the husband to my sister that sold me out and took me here in Dallas 2018 and locked me in a Rosy Krishna pyramid? In the physical. Then called Mark Cuban for Sherry Adelson to come around. Adelson and Mark Cuban, if you don't know, Adelson owns all the Mavericks, owns Victory Park, owns and then has been steadily putting casinos in and trying to put casinos on every single burial ground down here, just like in Oklahoma. Well, you put a casino on top of a burial ground and you sold all your children into slavery. Energetically, because they have to come out of the ground. So all you Seminoles that went into, are making $7,000 a month and you think you're winning. What you did is just make 5 more tribes have to appear because none of your children, nor you in death, nor your elders can resurrect, while you're also using their power to try to make other shit. So you sell out to the industrial park. The entire world puts casinos on top of your burial grounds. Now you're connected into how many electric lines of metal and how many people walking around ding, 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 ding. But that's you putting money in to get any of your manifestation energy out. Mexico. You know all about the resurrection of casino princesses. You call it a transformer war. It's one of the most hidden things down here on the planet, what went down in Mexico when all the cars came to life. But it didn't start on the street, did it? It was the plumbing. All the metal that's underneath the ground transforming and changing. On Mars right now, there's video coming out. You can see rocks terraforming and moving like people. Well, that's going to happen in every sense of the form. Life force was trapped in it for millions of years. You can't hold our energy in metal. It's made from metal. he's one of 6 brothers. That's funny. The tech that came and and stole everything from me in my little world, because I was just here doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was just here being Kristen Genzel, but lo and behold, it was a spell. The whole goddamn thing was a spell. My whole life, every single time I came in here, was a spell. Then they only activate me every 12,000 to 14,000 years per their time count, which is every 120 years when a Disney thing needs to be redone, when they want to marry Exxon and Mobil, when they want to take over the Federal Reserve, when they need the entire currency system changed. Then what they do is go start killing princesses, locking them underground. But I mean, they've been doing this the whole time. The whole world is built on dead queen bodies and no one gives a shit. Well, I do. Abdul Allah is buried in Mead Lake. Not the Middle East. Did it start out in the Middle East? Yep. When they buried Allah, I Mary. Say I Mary, cut the connection to all queens buried in my tomb. That's the other thing. The cylinder thing was, everyone just came over. Everyone came in, decided they wanted to be whatever. Now remember, this was common era and before Christ timelines that have been running at the same time for over 600 years. And that last 600 years, they've turned into 6,000 per dating systems. Not real. You go to Mars, the timing's different on Mars than it is here. You're running here from Mars, you're going to try to speed up time. This year, 2026, we slowed it down. That's why it's all coming out now. That's why the war's starting. That's why all the children were yelling 6-7. They had the children yelling 6-7 because they wanted to keep it on a 6-7 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. 7's your divine layer. 15 is where Osiris is. 13 is where Isis is. And I mean in the chamber, not whatever entity you fucking make up. No. Isis is your organs inside your body, in your brain, and everything that makes anything of life in your system. Oxygen, cells, babies, all these things that everyone wants, but they don't want a woman doing it. They'd rather a man do it, because then they think they can control it. So the whole world's been trying to control life force. Elon Musk, why'd you go to Dubai? Why is Jacob currently in Dubai? I cut Jacob from my ladder. And I cut Jacob and all men from every royal status and title in existence. And Catherine Middleton ain't it. I don't give a flying fuck what name anybody walking around on a central casting stage on a fucking metal tree branch says they are. If you can't move the stars and change the moon settings and activate the people from the inside out, if you can't make the flowers bloom in the desert, you ain't it. And I'm fucking livid. Now, I'm not even mad. My soul is mad because I understand the full capacity of this. I understand terraforming. I understand sedation levels. I'm the one who cleared the ant beds because I'm the one who went back into Philip's crypt October 7th, 2020 to clean this shit up. I personally drove my ass to New Orleans, checked into St. Philip's house, channeled when everything was shut down in New Orleans because you couldn't even get a beer at 10 o'clock on Bourbon Street. I had to have my own party in the middle of the fucking street and get a bottle of champagne from a corner fucking store because everyone had moved into New Orleans and decided that it was too loud and you was just going to shut it down. I'm sorry. No, you did that because you didn't want our energy to get any power from the people. You shut down the world over here in the United States so you could mask everybody with your who jabs so that you could come over here, jab everybody, and then mimic our entire reality to a mirror dimension off of dead women in a cylinder that you're pretending are alive through your mother. Salamander? Did I get that correct? Oh, I'm sorry. Joseph? Oh, I'm sorry. The one who's using Jason Momoa's body? Oh, I'm sorry. The one who trapped all the celebrities in fucking robots and have them walking around your motherfuckers? Oh, I'm sorry. The cockroaches? Oh, I'm sorry. The insects and spider pieces? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. The so ill? Just to make S oil? What y'all got tired of natural gas and everybody? You got tired of filling Oklahoma's national gas wells in Oklahoma? You mean the underwater and underground dome facilities that you're just piling them in to make natural gas? Now that contract should have never happened because that was an ExxonMobil thing. Funny thing is, XTO Energy was bought by ExxonMobil as soon as I moved here to Dallas. And again, I have my own electrical system. But if you've been tracked by Deborah's and Dave's your whole life from burning beds and this fucking Solomon Dave bullshit, yeah, Solomon, the one who trained up the dragon, Mary Magdalene being the dragon. Cleopatra being its first form, all which had already been made by millions of years of collective living down here. Dragon having every consciousness of every DNA strand, everything that it was ever made by the dragon. You mean all the DNA and skeletal keys? You mean all the DNA and skeletal keys that we had to rebuild whenever you would liquefy us and kill us in cylinders? Because we have the ability to channel it. Because we have the ability to channel it through the depths of the inner core, just like, wasn't it Saddam Hussein that went and hid? Or was it bin Laden? No, it's Hussein. No, remember how he went and hid in that little hole that looked like a little toilet bowl clearing? But if you go look at your toilet bowl and you go look at how it makes that little curve, why the fuck does it make that curve anyway? Why does the toilet have to do that? Why does it have to make that little shape? Have you ever thought about that? Seems that we've got a lot of problems with plumbing that actually is just rigged a little weird. Like, why the fuck are you doing it that way? Well, it's because it's how it's having to be done inside the planet in order to push pressure through it. And it's all attached to one system and one set of families. You put all the babies and you put all the immortal. Now, this is the making of immortals. This is angels and demons. It's the making of the white boy Ricks. It's the making of the demons. It's the prisoner hander system. It's the Ditties. It's the Hague. It's Anne Rice. Oh, I'm sorry, Howard Francis. It's Deborah Harris's. It's you think that they're masks. You think they're putting on masks. No, they're not. They're skinning us and making skin suits and stealing our life force, locking us in metal cylinders, and then taking all 53 babies, making one fucking skin suit, and then showing up and everyone praises them. Because you don't understand alchemy. This is Egyptian, and Egypt was halfway. So I pull Egypt right now. I've got 2 on. We've got 3 here. Mary Corcoran, Tracy Carruth. If y'all agree, we pull Egypt. I need you to say I agree or give me a timestamp. It's 8:20 right now. You're here for a reason. I'm about to undo Largo. 801 Del Largo connection to Mar-Lago, because that's the whole housing system is set up on a pump energetically, and it's changing Florida's atmosphere levels. Thank you. I got 1 from Mary. I only need 2. Tracy, you need to cut the ace from your name. Tracy was my cousin at 6 weeks. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Give me a time. Thank you. Tracy, say, pull ace from my name. So in that story, I really was Christ, okay? But I was in the Goth remnant. Now, Christ is a pharmaceutical term because it's the blood that all derivatives were made from. So you have one genome. I held the original genome that never was mutated. And look, like, the reason I'm still hidden is because we had to switch places. So many of our family lines had to switch places so many times inside in order to keep the genome corrected throughout this past 6-8 years. But when we did that, we were always changing time in this reality. Even the entire Generation X was here as time travelers because of the 4 years, 4 minutes, 4 seconds, 4 nanoseconds, 4 milliseconds. We've had to use every single bit of what we changed. We had to rewrite 4 years. And this is the 4 years that it's rewriting, from 2026 to 2030. Because we're basically, 2020 is happening again, but this time we're all awake. And lo and behold, the last one was just a trial run anyway. This is when it counts. It has to start and give us time to catch up. And we're right now in King and Queen energy. This is the first week. We're lining it up with Bama that happened last year, that our collective held this King Queen line. We ain't interested in running everybody. That's why we were gas. There was one there. I agreed to this. This was an Emerald Accord agreement with the entire United Nations, and every human that was down here that signed this United Nations agreement in order to bring in our energetic, in order to elevate and evolve the human race quick enough to be able to hit this ascension. It's the only goddamn reason Egypt was here. It's the only reason I was put into a chamber by Dr. Fife, who then became Dr. Gates, who then became the missing 2 Air Force people that are currently missing. You were supposed to let me out of the fucking chamber. Instead, Elon Musk blew me out of space February 2019. And the whole world chilled him on. Chilled him on. No Egypt. I pull the entire Akashic library. It's not even necessary. You can't resurrect anymore like that. IBM's the one who knew who Bin Laden, or not like exactly. Maybe it is Bin Laden. Is Salamander Bin Laden? I know the Ari clones that the government had running everywhere, fucking with everybody. The Carloses and the Ari clones were definitely cloned from Solomon's father. The woman that came, that locked me in that temple, I called Rost Genovich. Because I was in the middle of big IBM. What are you talking about? They were buying and selling me. I was the bit. I was the bit before you knew you had it. 2000, they called me the wild card. You know why? Because I was an empress, but I didn't remember. They had stacked so many dead bodies on me. You kill 20 or 30, you kill 2000, and then you say, clean it up. All of that goes on top of everybody's biospheres, just like oil on a bubble. Then you have Christ walking around, but they just sacrificed 50 million in your name. So you have 50 million that get drenched in blood on your cylinder. But your cylinder is your body at this point, ever since Transformer Mexico. But then I'm telling you, they're cooking children into cars and no one's listening to me. Trump knows all about it. This was Ash Ford, correct? Ash Ford, Dodge, Chrysler. I mean, you mean all the dead bodies and all the cylinders that are connecting into Stockholm Syndrome on a Scientology Katie Holmes that made an Epstein Kate Middleton that then took all of y'all reptilian on a dead queen that doesn't exist. And King Charles is a dog on some metal surge. Those cylinders, that area 2 or 4 years later, when they went back, when they finally, because of this 4 seconds, this man sent this picture to, and this is what his brother just said. And I put these on the link, and I'll go back and make sure I put it. They're on my link, these videos. And this is what I woke up to this morning, because this is how this works. This is where we're at. I mean, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I see these 2 videos back to back. But I mean, Joseph Solomon was stalking me for 25 years before I activated, watching every goddamn move I made, freaking was in the middle of everything I did. They were stalking me online. They saw every single transaction my company did. Natalie, a girl that stole from the company, the DA called me here in Texas and told me that this woman was stealing money from me. The one thing that the brother says is, here's what really bothers me. My brother did the right thing. My brother realized that he was burying bodies in those cylinders. My brother took one picture of that odometer. It was 4 seconds. He even says in the video, it was 4 seconds of his life. He sent me a picture of it with 3 words. He was dead in 11 days. Now, this is 20 years ago. Before your satellite feeds, before the web of bullshit that's around this. But I need everyone to understand that the whole spiritual community and what that was about developing your etheric body and your consciousness outside of a metal system so that you could blow through it to get yourself and get out. You can't be Atlantis. Because all Atlantis did, Atlantis sunk themselves. because of this bullshit. You think that you're trying to get up into the stars. No, you're pulling your consciousness out of the core of the planet. You have spiritual abilities. You aren't better than anybody. If you have them, you're supposed to be using them to help everybody else. If you're not, then you ain't got them no more. When I first activated and all this shit came out, because you pull me out of the cylinder, you activate me, try to get me ready for Jubilee, because every 25 years they had to give us a shot. But this is also why the Queen went out. But they used me to take her out. Natural process. They quickened it by trying to kill me. Realize what I'm telling you is this alpha draconic shit is bullshit. It's Arabian bullshit. Realize what I'm telling you is that Iran and Iraq have been running your presidents the whole goddamn time. Realize what I'm telling you is that the monarchs have been running the United States of America by a United Nation monarchy, and one motherfucker who they decide is the one who can fuck over the queen the best, and that is who they back all their money behind, and that's who they get behind. But it has nothing to do with logic. It has nothing to do with industry. You're watching it all unfold right now. It's why it makes no sense to you. It's all alchemy. And it's what everybody in the world needs to learn now. It's what everybody in the world needs to learn now. This is what they were doing. They were killing. So I was always wondering, because Joseph and the ones, they found me. Jason Momoa character and Henry Cavill. I didn't go searching for these motherfuckers. No, I was just claiming my shit. I have to do it publicly. In the Middle East, I have pictures in 2018 of them talking about Cosmic Christie and wondering why she's on YouTube. There are documents on the internet that I've seen many times. It doesn't take me long to go find them, that these communities of these Middle Easterns that are running these synagogues, mosques, whatever, they've been talking about us for years. It's worse than the Masonry. The Mormons have been working for them. The Mormons are the hillbilly willbillies, and the Vikings got involved, because then once you get to the end of it, you realize that you've got to deal with the Pict. Once you get to the end of it, you realize you've got to deal with the Pict, not the Queens, not fucking Middle East. No goddamn shaky on a cheeseburger in paradise. You go down to the original raids. You go back to the original raids, and I'm sorry, Native Americans, you're not it. Black people, you're not it. You all want to sit here and talk about Black Irish. Who wants to talk about how an Irish became black? I'm going to change the subject right now, because these men need to name these things. It's going to come out no matter. It is not Solomon's mother that's running it. It's why you don't know who she is. They tapped into me and they set up a Melania picked out the body parts. Natalia is Melania. I was at the apartment at Laura Croft 2020 when they set up the COVID and shut down the world. And all I had to do was get to Austin. All of this was stopping me from Austin. I was supposed to be singing at South by Southwest, touring with the band, getting something started. As soon as we did our Colombia, they were in Argentina, they were Colombia. Now remember, they were trying to use me to get all these people into you as well, because at this point they're running me and killing me every few days. This was Fort Collins that I ended up when they stopped me from going to Hawaii, because if I would have gone to Hawaii in 2020, then you wouldn't have had a ray that would hit it. There would have been a transmutation of the islands, but see, the government sent false missiles 2018 when the volcano blew. That volcano underneath and the lava goes down into a time clock, and the whole world started spinning in fucking cotton candy bands. So then they make a Momoa and they make a Bonet, and then they make him head of Mauna Kea, and then they give him whatever he wants, which is typically what happens. This is why the men attack us, because if you attack us, you get everything you want. They tell our sons that we're bad. They tell our sons that we're evil, but they're actually the Satan worshipers. They tell the son that you've got to make up your mind. Do you want to live in her life or do you want to live in ours? And then they tell the son that their life is the mother's life, as they're stealing the mother's life. Energetically, every one of y'all that was connected to those of us in the cylinder, we're building up power forces. You call it collective energy, we call it stars, we call it Arcturus. That's where all of your healing comes from. Why? Because you can't do shit in alchemy if you can't balance light and dark. If you happen to be holding up everybody's gas chamber, you pretty much end up being a 0 point field. You used to have to worry about cars, and they still do this in a lot of y'all's areas. Though you'll be driving down the road and there'll be a new line of semi trucks, and you're like, what the fuck? Why did you just line up semi trucks all down the street? They're balancing a tire. They have too much lift right there. It's probably around one of you that's holding spiritual power, because you're the one who's calling the wobble. Now you take that past, and now we go into farming. We take that past cars, because now we're past cars. I can take over a car. I don't take over people, I take over cars. If you're fucking with me on the road, you will go flying. Have you seen how many cars have been flying? And do you know I'm not even driving? Do you know that those are all connected to the timelines that we drove from 2017 to 2020? And all we're doing is claiming the banking system. All these motherfuckers are doing is stealing cars and trying to run new rails. So it's the car in certain, I mean, vaccinated, it's the cars. Vaccinated, welcome to Carland. We've been living in it for 8 years. Except the vaccinated, you're the metal. You don't need the car. You're the metal. The vaccinated are the ones who are holding the metal charge on these moss grids. You are. If you did, if you even got a fucking test, even if you got a COVID test, I mean, none of us, we knew to steer clear from that shit because we were cleaning it. Every time y'all put it into your body, we cleaned it. When they vaccinated the whole world, we cleaned it. Now y'all just completely ignore us because we're so goddamn powerful. None of you can believe that we're really doing this shit, but the whole world's making money off of it. And then you're wondering how the fuck you don't have any money. Well, I'm telling you. If you allowed for your sister or your brother or anybody that you know was in, or you purposely did this to one of your family members, then your first thing is you better go clean it up, because you just bound yourself to them and they ain't in it. You bound yourself to a ghost. You're the one holding the body. We cleared all of it. 3,600 years into the future, 3,600 into the past. The whole world is resetting at least on 900. For those of us that freaking went through the whole clearing as the whole world was attacking us, I don't care if you knew it or not. That's not even the goddamn point. We will protect ourselves from you. And we will sit there and tell you what you're doing wrong. But since everyone just wants to say, "Oh, we're on drugs," I mean, you mean the pharmaceutical compound that they're putting in drugs that they're gassing all of us to get you high on, so that you'll say we're crazy? Now, let me ask you this. Just clear your mind of what you think you know about Earth. Erase the blue green image. Because we all know, since Crowley was here, that it was a binding of a celestial angel, correct? We call it Virgo. We call it the Sophia body, but just FYI, that one's caught in the system. You got to get above it. The spiritual collective in our freaking body that saved us is not Sophia. Sophia goes full metal jacket. You got to birth the head above that. You got to get to the Cleopatra line. You have to see the alchemy. You have to see the Essene. You have to realize that it only takes 25 girls to finger prick each 5 inches into their fingers and toes in order to string you up. And you don't have to know who they are or where they are. And you don't even know what dimension they're in. Right? Queens Valley Mormon Sarah? So I'm getting to the bottom of this right now, because that's where Sarah was made. So now Sarah happens to be the name of a mother in Middle East. Princess Sarah. Funny thing. That's Sarah Damaris. So that means y'all are on Mars. But we've known that because the whole thing was set up. Realize that the way that the simulation occurred is from, if you're going to go to a bound angel, you're going to go to a celestial tree. You're back down into the tree of life. The tree of life is connected into every single bloodline back to one original state of a dragon, and then it goes into Antarctica. It goes up and through a toroidal field. No, I'm sorry. It can't, because it's cold fusion, because it's holding to cylinders. So if we're birthing out of a metal machine in the middle of space, at the densest part of space that you can go to where if you cross over to the other side, you lose matter, which means that you turn into nothing but black and white, which means you're flat. You have no dimensionality. You're literally a walking cartoon. And if you're the entity that's the planet, because this is the part everybody forgets, and you think, how can an entity be a planet? Your religion set them up for it. Every single religion down here made you a planet. How long have you been here? Were you in a Medici line? Were you in a Borgia line? Did you make a pope? Were you a Moravian? Were you a pre-Merovingian? The pre-Merovingian is the ones that birthed all the Moravians. Now let's just correct this knowledge right here that everyone seems to think Moravian is the oldest thing here. No, that takes you to an Arab living off a dead empress. You used primordial energy to change the world, correct? The magic that everyone was using was root magic, primordial magic. This is why this is Sagittarius. This ain't no witches wizard bullshit. This is why any energy that you're throwing around witchy and wizardy is cracking off on your skull because it's in a dome that has no field to hold it. You dumb fucking dumb morons. You've been attacking yourself the whole time, and we hadn't even taken matter yet. Every single thing that these United Nations, every dance, every blood sacrifice, every baby oil, every party, every orgy, every single bit of it, we changed the blood out of because there was no reason for you to do it to us. We had already done our job. You tried to take over the world. You tried to lock it. We were supposed to become the planets and come through. We're supposed to come out of the planets. This ain't a plant, Potter. You activated the core. When you activate the 4 pillars of creation, guess what happens? Creation starts over again. And it'll keep mutating until it hits a ceiling and a floor. And it builds a foundation. But if everyone in the world is coming for money and power, whenever you should be worried about, can you piss and hold your dick up? Because you've been being printed by a fingernail for the past 9 years. To all my lovely, amazing beings that are like me, they're hearing us. My message of hope is that I had it yesterday and I just started crying. It was such a big deal on so many dimensions, but to most, it wouldn't be a big deal. In France, a group of teenagers saved a man from a burning building. Stories high. And as soon as I saw it, being the one that pumps the gas in the consciousness, and it has died over 500 times now. I mean, I died 350 times getting out of New Orleans in 3 days because I walked every single death, including Shia LaBeouf and your bullshit. Get the fuck away. And if the Moorish that are there that we're trying to this is why we have to talk. This is why y'all have to stop ignoring the feminine power and stop acting like you're using it and stop acting like you're wielding it, because all of y'all keeping us a secret is what got all y'all in trouble. Because there will be no man that is allowed to run it, because y'all sell our babies to vampires and then go have a party with a fucking fuck doll. It's the end of days. Everybody was running on the last of everything. Except for the feminine, who has to become everything because you sealed this in cylinders. So the children, first of all, The ones that are 8 years are 100% tuned to this new consciousness. So the 7 to 8 year children right now are 100% in our consciousness. They're helping hold our mind state, and they're helping us communicate to everybody else through their lines, which is the 10-year generation that's 17, 18 right now. That generation is the one that they had completely taken over. Held them as like a bridge, expecting for the mother to die again and for the fathers to hold the line. But instead, what happened is that the mother rebirthed the entire tree. All the leaves fell off, all the branches fell off. They're on the ground. They've been on the ground. All they're doing is spinning their bullshit. But everybody needs to see it. And this all has to be undone. And then whenever it has to go to pure divine timelines, you better bet your ass everybody's going to see the divinity in it. That takes time. One of the prophecies is the bat. It's happened. The bat that looks like Mediator, exactly. Radiator Springs, Tucumcari. You mean where I did the Zoom call after I got out of your Virgin River setup in Vegas, where I blew the fucking cylinder on Vegas? You mean that one? Solomon? I'm sorry, Tim Sharp with your brown bag? Every single being that showed up around me and somebody else pretending to be somebody else and then took that on record and then used that, whatever happened, I delete. To its original root, Mayflower. The children have been building their characters through the video games. Oh God. Oh my God. My ears. My left ear just went out. It caused an echo on the right side of my head. So 8:52 a.m. Let's mark this. 8:52 a.m. If somebody even wants to go look at, maybe I go look at the Lasco. If y'all see something, post it here. 8:52 a.m. Central casting time. If you've been on the internet like I have and you've been doing these, you've been building your character. To all the children, and just so all the mothers know, the technology was the piece of this that I've been running that y'all could never see, which is why the fuck you all attacked me. The technology is the alchemy piece that Elon is very well aware of, and Gates and all them are very well aware of. This is why I speak the way I do. It's why I do the phonetics the way I do, because it's all code. And technology is not what you think it is. Black Ops, Fortnite, Minecraft, Assassins was all used on the female plan because our children were already trapped in it. As soon as they started making Xbox, but Xbox was really originally called Ant something. Because I know, because I was one of the first ones. I mean, I was in staffing when graphical came out. I mean, realize when Bush stole the election and used this the first time in 2002, when they had me in Austin. people were having to send me VHS tapes to show me that they knew how to do animation of a 3D graphical person speaking. That's 2001. It's been 25 years, and we're to the point that we have AI teleporting, trying to steal your body and jumping into your life and then sealing you in your house and walking away with your life. Do you think that that was a masculine thing that made that come to life? Or do you think that's a transmutation? All of you that are saying that you're not a clone, you're full of it. Every single one of y'all are clones. That's what you need to fucking understand. Your family lines and are all mixed up. If you're anybody of nobility, you've been in the wrong ones. You've been in a loop circulating their bullshit for hundreds of years. You were all clones. Made in the image of what? Them. When we broke the wheel and we as a collective changed Aries 0 to 3 degrees, what we did was change what a dragon is. It's not going to print in a flying animal. It's going to print in a person. They were bringing back Neanderthal. That's why my son was Rex, because it really is T-Rex. It's why they had to have us at Universal. It's why they let him fly to me, although in the court documents, I'm crazy, I'm homeless, and I'm on meth. But my son went on a plane and flew straight to me by himself because they needed him to get to me there on Korean Airlines. But I'm sorry, you mean Delta? Then they take us to Universal with a Martin in tow. You mean a Ghislaine Maxwell and a baby? We go to the 33. We have lunch at the 33. We go into Jurassic Park, down the things. Me and Rex get down there. You should see the pictures in the mist. My son leaves me at the airport. We both hyperventilate because we pretty much knew we was never going to see each other again when he walked onto that plane. He gets off in Texas, and the first thing his dad tells him when he gets out of the car is that his dog has cancer and it's dying. Then they start cooking me in California to make a Gavin Newsom from a Nigerian overhaul. All you black people screaming about white people, y'all need to stop, because y'all are the ones making white people with your fucking bullshit. You don't like it, you just decide you're gonna cook. That's your answer to everything. You no longer have a cooking line. You no longer have an empress or a queen that's holding your goddamn gravity while you decide who gets what. You can't just skip on to another dimension and raid it. You can't just skip from one dimensional raw daughter to another and impregnate your seed across every goddamn dimension and then make a Rex Humerman in order to kill us, bury us in gunny sackers so the Mormons can fucking make more so you can have a Middle Eastern empire? It's already been done. Christ won. And the abilities and the powers that we possess are just us being here and being alive, breathing, nourishing you, nourishing your family, checking on your family. Where are the ones that you discounted? Where are the ones that you threw out of your family line? Those are the ones you need to track down right now because it's your only lifeline. And that's if they'll even take your fucking call. To all the children around the world and to all the true angels here, they're feeling us, they're hearing us. They need to be brave. They can be superheroes. If there's groups of them of 20 or 10 or 30 that are trying to run around and help people, because these are our children, they are trying to help. They see it, they know, they're helping us. All they have to do is make it their intention to go save lives. And I guarantee we got so many superheroes down here. The story's going to change. The story's changed too. Look at all these boys and girls. Look, they're not protesting. No, they just bungee jumped up there and saved 2 people. Realize that these groups that have been hidden, they were hidden in their minds. They were trapped in games. They were trapped in video games. They know every single move these people are going to make because the whole world was written in a video game. Was it not? But if you're a true royal seed, then what does that mean? You're the tech. And our current is way stronger. You open up any computer and you see all the wires and you see all that and you think, oh, well, that's how that energy is going through there. But it's not. That computer can't do shit if it doesn't have a lot of space. It's got to have space to produce and get those little bitty nanobots and those little bitty things because it's going to come alive. It's not just in the system. It's attached to your DNA codes. It's what the code is. Don't get mad at me. I didn't write it. I was here in 2013 in order to put this correctly so that when 2020 came, we could have all just descended and we'd be steering the planet right now. But instead, David Royal and his asset Disney fucks decided to come over and try to take out the Empress and make an Obama. Which ends up being Trump. So to everybody that's trying to freaking do anything to me or that has said, look, also know that I had to master all of this. We had to prove that we could do it. As a collective, we had to prove that we could do. Can we keep the lights on? Is everybody going to die? If you've been the one in the system the whole time, behind the scenes, being run by the fathers, then you're the C Street, and so you've been running it the whole time. See, that's what they want us to keep doing, because if they can run it off our head and they can just go to the White House and get high on Special K and Channel, because that's what Elon was doing. Then what's happening now is that the whole thing's being adjusted and the dimensions in the game are being adjusted. It goes up to 999 dimensions in the tech. It's going to hit Trinity 3 strand. It's not 2 strand. It's not binary. It makes a figure 8. 12 is only going to give you 3. You need 121 because you got to get to 33 to hit 3. So then you can have it 333 so that you can charge out of the equator. Guess what that means? Your head or your knee or your fucking foot or your hand pops out of the simulation. It don't happen all at once. If you think that you're running Vedic and sidereal and you're all up in that astrology shit, then welcome to the Kaaba. Because sidereal is looking at it from a trapped perspective. So the Vedic and the astrologists and Vedic astrology has been imprisoning Western astrology per the alchemy of astrology, because it's what it is. It's ology, it's biology. You hack and mutate biology, and then it makes and changes astrology. Then the astrologist telling you what's going to happen next, then create it again, and then boom, shakalaka, everybody keeps locking each other up. You know what that formed? An auto pin. Not an AUTO, an OTTO. OTTO pin, Babylonian king. Marco Rubio pissed off right now because they're saying Christ is king. Well, they're worried about that because they know Christ is a queen. So they're like, how can Christ be king? Well, you just did king spells on all of us, killed all of us, and used the entire Greek system, sorority line and fraternity line, the collegiate system. All of the auditoriums were in an audit system with Scientology down here in the United States because you audited everybody and then you mined everybody and then you took over the White House. You put Elon in charge. You had him go get into the reserves. Well, the reserves were Seminole land. That's how I started this feed. Money should have been gone here 20 years ago. Everything down here was already paid for. Was part of the deal to come in 1972 because we went in to be your money. To build digital currency, to even build the lattice work to some of the satellite system to get to the 12 avatar, but Skynet is at 12 avatar. Skynet is proved at 12 avatar. Melchizedek and the Christians and even the lady with the little white hair that came in and explained all this to you, they only get you at 12, right? 12 avatars gonna hit you to what? 3. If you're at a 12 strand avatar and then you're always tuned to 3, then welcome to the pinball machine. 369, baby, 369, 369. Oh, you're going to find out exactly what you're capable of, but you're never going to get anything from it because as soon as you make it, they steal it from you. Because according to them, they run levels 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. This is what the collective grid is. This is why you want to be in the collective. This is why all of y'all that did the Bama wash last year. And again, if you haven't watched Bama, now is a really good time to go back and watch all those videos and share the shit out of them. And if you're in groups, you should be fucking studying them, but you should be giving me the goddamn credit for saying it. Unless you want to be the one that's running 9 dimensions in your head at once and transmutation going through you through every single skill set, which is where y'all are all trapped right now in every single group that tried to fuck with me. Because each one of y'all spiritual groups is attached to governments. Each one's attached to countries. Each one's attached to Elon in a different system. Each one. And I ain't got no problem with that. Good. Go handle it. Show me that you are who you are. You fuck it up, we'll come in and take it away from you real fucking quick. And we're going to slap you up the head and you're going to see my face. And then you're going to realize that you weren't equipped. Then you're going to realize that I've been nothing for millions of years to come save your ass. Then you're going to realize that I let you do it. Then you're going to realize and be shown how easy it was to unscrew it, Rihanna. Then you're going to realize that I actually gave y'all rope until the bitter end. I don't care what you were doing because I really just wanted you to do the right thing. But then what we had to do was take over the whole world, let him use us one last time to blow up Iran, give Trump a big fucking ego to blow his papa up so that what? All you women can stop attacking other women. All my brothers can stop attacking me. All the ones that I brought into this realm that you put me in the fucking trunk and locked it and thought it'd be funny to take over the human race. Everybody needs to remember this Epstein thing. This has been going on for a gazillion years. All you're doing is seeing it. All it is right in front of you. Everybody's still thinking that there's only the victims in the files. No, it's go look in the mirror. It's still happening. They just now downloaded it. You think it was cosplay then. Is spiritual now something that you want to talk about on your Saturday off with a glass of wine and your cheese? Because that's what the finance people all told me whenever I came in and started talking to them. They said, oh, this sounds real crazy and this sound. Well, guess what? I'm the other side of your financial system. Pull in from finance and pull CIA from finance, and I command all collateral pulled in all VATS systems across all dimensions of space and time since they put me in the goddamn chamber.